In Parliament, Speaker Alban Bagman has announced suspension of Parliament for 3 weeks over surge in COVID-19 cases. The suspension of the House takes effect from tomorrow, February 10, 2021 to March 2, 2021. Initial testing at the House of Legislature showed that 15 of the MPs are tested positive for the virus. 2 more MPs have tested positive for the virus, bringing the number to 17, whilst over 150 parliamentary staffs have tested positive. However, the Appointments Committee of Parliament will commence consideration of President Akufo-Addo's nominees as scheduled. The Speaker observed that fumigation exercise will be conducted within offices of MPs and staff of Parliament during the break.
Honourable members, having regard to the upsurge of the coronavirus infection in the House, now reading 17 members of Parliament and 151 staff and ancillary workers in the presence of Parliament, and the fact that the Appointments Committee is yet to commence consideration of His Excellency the President's ministerial nominees, I have, in consultation with leadership, decided that the sitting of the House be suspended for 3 weeks. It is hoped that within this period of adjournment, the Appointments Committee will commence consideration and public hearing of the President's nominee for ministerial appointments. By the end of the 3 weeks, the Appointments Committee would have submitted reports on the referral for the consideration of the House. Accordingly, with the exception of honourable members of the Appointments Committee, the clerk to the committee, and other supporting staff who will be engaged in the task of considering the President's nominees for ministerial appointments, the House will take a break as from tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 February 2021, to Tuesday, 2nd March 2021. During that period, honourable members are to comply with the strict COVID-19 protocols and regulations. Members and staff should also resubmit themselves to the Parliament Medical Centre for retesting after 2 weeks from tomorrow to ascertain their status before the assumption of the House. Meanwhile, Parliament will continue with the weekly disinfection and sanitization of the premises and presence of Parliament.
Some members of Parliament have welcomed the decision.
Well, I think it's long overdue. Some of us have been agitating for this action to be taken. But be it as it may, I think that it's a right call. The very day it was detected that some members were infected, I thought that should have been the very first day we needed to have taken a decision such as we have taken. We use the same lift. We don't have specific lift used by members of Parliament. We use virtually the same washroom. Some of them are secretaries to MPs, I guess. Some may be clerks of Parliament. And if a decision is not taken to suspend this House, we may have almost everybody being infected. And I think for me, it's a right call, even though this call should have come earlier than now.
I think it's a step in the right direction. Not much is being done now. Appointment committee sitting starts tomorrow. Virtually takes the leadership of Parliament, and the business of the House is run by leadership, by us, but with leadership and Speaker forming the business committee, and the Speaker always take cue from them. And so the next 2-3 weeks, none much will be done by the plenary, except for the Appointments Committee. So I see the decision by the Speaker, to get the August House to suspend, to be able to break the cycle of transmission, because the numbers that he quoted were huge.
It's not that we are going on holidays, though that we need to advocate and also make sure in our constituencies also adhere with the protocol regarding the second wave. So that is where we are now today in Parliament. Yes, I'm in support of the decision because I'm also thinking of my colleagues who have been affected, and we cannot serve at the same time in this situation when the second wave is becoming higher than before.